Now let's talk about how we can use patterns and expressions in our XSLT code. Number one, you'll notice in my XSLT documents that I've already been using these, even though you may not have noticed them. The / means the root of the document. Now, when we're talking about moving through the tree or traversing the tree levels in an XML document, if we need to orient ourselves, we can always tell it to start looking at the root by including the /. Now, we can also put 2 periods. That means go to the parent node of wherever you are. 1 period means the current node, and 2 / means the child node of wherever you currently are. So you'll see in an example in just a few minutes how these will affect our searches. Also, we have expressions that we can use, and I'll give an example of an if expression in just a moment. But we can use the equal sign, the not equal sign, less than, greater than, and or. And I didn't show you if yet. We'll take a look at that in an example. But for now, let's go out to our files and take a look at how we can use these things to affect our searches. Okay, let's take a look at this very simple example that we've been working with for a while here. Notice that we are simply building an HTML document. We're telling it to apply templates to put cells in our table row, and every time we find a husband, let's put a name and a cell. Okay, so let's save this and open it up, and you'll notice that we're getting a 3-cell table, Mark, Matt, and Bob. Well, what if we say, instead of selecting name, what if we put a single period and save that? What we're telling it is every time you find husband, start right there and list the various information inside the husband tag. Well, what's inside the husband tag? We've got a name and an age, Mark 45. Then we've got wife and a W name and an age, which is Janet 29. Then we've got, notice, Matt 42, Annie 41, and so forth. So we will save the single period, open the document, and notice it got everything inside that particular husband tag automatically for us. What if we put 2 dots? Now this is real interesting. If we get a match on husband and put 2 dots, that means the parent tag. It means jump up to people. Well, what's it going to do? It's going to put everything inside the people tag, which is all 3 of these groups. Then it'll find another husband. It'll find this husband, jump up to people and include all this stuff. Then it'll find another husband, jump up to people and find all this stuff. Let's take a look at what that looks like. If I open it up, notice it's found all of our groups 3 times because there were 3 husband tags. And we said, wait a minute now, jump up to the parent and work from there to show me the values of these things. Now, what if I want to find a particular piece of information? For example, if I want to find the wife's name, I can do wife W name by looking at my document. Notice wife W name, save that, and notice I found Janet, Annie, and Agnes. And so you can see how easy it is to traverse through here using this XPath type language to get this information. Now let's change this back to name right here, and then I want to show you something really cool, and that is we'll use an if statement in here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to select the name, and then we're going to come down here and say XSL if, and we will say if, and the test that we're going to use is if age equals 42, not RE, then here's what we want to do. We want you to write some words out here. One of the following people are 42 years old. Then we'll close our XSL if statement. Go put my tag. I don't know why I forget to put those tags there so often. And that's all on our template. Now notice what's going to happen. When we run this, it's going to check and see, and one of these people is over 42 years old, and we know it's Matt because of our data. Notice, if we look at Matt right here, he's 42. Well, let's change him to 43, save that, and see what happens with our style sheet now. Now nobody's over 42, or nobody is equal to 42. So when we look at our document, we no longer see that because the if statement didn't fire. So what I'm trying to do here is just give you some ideas and let you see how powerful this can be. We can do an awful lot of things out here, so I would strongly encourage you to get out there and start looking at XSLT. Now there are entire 1,000-page books, reference books on XSLT. There's a ton of functionality that you can do here, but notice what's happening. We are taking this information and translating it into something much more easy and readable and organized for the user. So now, coming up in the next video or two, we're going to look at sorting some of our results, and then we'll take a look at a little bit stronger example.